Arenoss seems to be going with me.
One second. Okay, it's gonna take more than 1 sec.
Well,
You can see Arenoss walking up towards you. His eyes are glowing.
you see, Arenoss seems to be very interested in you and seems to be following human mating rituals with you. And, I've been told that I need to be careful I don't intrude on, his territory.
Aha. She smiles a deadly smile to Roldar. I see. She looks at Roldar. She looks at Saloro, who upon recently have been so conspiringly whispering to Roldar.
So Saloro is still looking at the front door, wondering where did it all go wrong.
Let me tell you something, Roldar, because you seem to be quite confused about a great many things.
Roldar nods.
First of all, that is not how you intrude upon other people's business. She smiles a venomous smile. Second of all, I am not so sure you have interpreted this situation correctly.
Roldar, even more, looks kind of very, very scared.
How badly have I?
Oh, she sort of rolls her eyes. Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. She looks down at the pike. Maybe you should eat that and remain silent for a while.
Roldar very slowly nods.
Good. Maker throws a glance at Saloro.
Saloro by this point has rotated from the door. He looks at Ameko and offers a non-committal shrug. Like, I don't know where he gets these ideas.
It doesn't seem like Ameko is really buying this. However, she starts walking back to the bar and says, I'm keeping an eye on you, wizard. Confusing poor Roldar like this. She mumbles to herself. He doesn't know any better. She slowly walks back behind the counter and somewhat stiffly starts doing the books and, sorting things out. The fish, however, is excellent.
Saloro's head rotates from looking at Ameko with a confused expression to looking at Arenoss with a confused expression.
Arenoss is leaning towards you with his eyes glowing red.
Well, Saloro has solid gray orbs, and he's a fucking wizard, so red glowing eyes isn't a problem for him. He says, I don't know what Roldar thinks.
Was that really necessary?
What? I'm not the one who said anything. You should ask Roldar.
You're not the one who said anything. I was here,
Yes, I'm aware you were here and then you walked away. Roldar talks too. He's right there eating fish.
Roldar
Yes.
is not saying a single word.
You can't treat Roldar
Wouldn't
Took as
say
if he's
such a thing unless it was for you.
You can't treat Roldar Took as if he's some sort of inanimate object. What do you think it is? Some sort of barbaric Neanderthal? A heathen and uncouth, incapable of thinking?
No, I don't. But he wouldn't say such a phrase unless you put him up to it.
I didn't
Some
put
way.
him up to anything. He misinterpreted what I told him.
Oh, what did you tell him then?
I told him that the pike was a symbol of the woman he bought it from care for culinary aspects, and I told him to avoid intruding with his unfamiliarity with human conversation upon your relationship with a Mako. There are different levels of care and concern. The ones that a Mako shows us are in part because we saved her life.
Yes, I know that.
Of course you know that. I'm not saying you didn't.
Well, you sort of put me in a curious spot here.
Why?
Well,
I don't understand how this impacts negatively on you. She obviously thinks that you had no involvement with it at all, although because we're whispering here conspiratorially, she might change her mind. I am, after all, very evil.
Arenoss sits down. Doesn't say anything.
Saloro rotates his head to look at Erevan and Alvyn, shrugs.
Alvyn very much looks like he's watching a theater play.
Roldar is eating his food as quietly as possible.
From time to time, he gets very stern glances from a Mako.
Arenoss decides to walk out.
Arenoss walks out. Saloro, actually eases back into the chair Arenoss left behind. Sits down. Says, "You see what I mean about these particular nuances, Roldar? You have to be careful with how you handle them. They take things very seriously." But it's good that, all the same, you were able to get a good example of what to do and what not to do. You're a tough and experienced warrior. You'll figure something out.
Roldar slowly nods.
With that, Saloro stands up, returns the chair to its proper place, and leaves. My work here is done.
Exactly.
I've sowed the seeds. Time to go.
You will see Arenoss standing outside, just leaning against the wall, looking angry.
Well, that's not Saloro's problem.
Apparently not, no.
Yep. Saloro then, as soon as he turns his back to everyone, he stations buttons to guard the door. We'll close the door, into his room. He'll take the pillow, he'll smother it against his face and start laughing. For several solid minutes.
Delightful.
You
was
ruined
interesting.
everything.
Well, Roldar having finished the pikes, feel maybe a little bit better. Who knows?
I disagree with you.
I think most of his statuses are cleared, so...
Oh, God. Oh, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Griff, it still is interesting. It's not over yet.
Nope. Nice choice of words there.
That's a thing. That is definitely a thing.
you know, just Erevan's like, he's writing or drawing something in his book, but he's holding it so right, like in a position that Roldar would be make it impossible for him to see it. On the other hand, Alvyn could just look around my shoulder and see it. But, you know.
Alvyn doesn't like to intrude upon other people's personal issues. Or items, rather.
People's person.
I can tell you what I'm doing is not a personal issue right now.
I was honestly hoping that Roldar would return with an entire crate full of pike.
We would have had a problem. We would have had to purchase a wagon.
Yeah, we would have a problem, but we would also have a crate full of pike.
We could just we can donate it to Miko.
The disadvantage is, I don't think pike could last that long.
We could salt it quite heavily.
Just get by.
Bury it in salt.
And then we can freeze it using Arenoss.
Am I going to keep it frozen the entire trip?
Arenoss, you're going to become a fridge.
His freeze magic is quite violent too.
Yeah, it pushes
That is
things
one-
away. I don't know if that's...
That's an interesting way of getting freezer burn.
Yeah. Kabam!
Well, you said your rhyme storm, for example, was just cold wind, so
Well, it knocks people down. I don't know.
it's just quite a strong wind. That's all.
And very
We can
cold.
We can also use it to move the carriage.
Refrigerator / blender.
Exactly.
Well, you're kind of the blender. Your new ability makes you a blender, so out of skill. Or a shredder, maybe.
A little bit of both.
Well,
Well, that was something that transpired.
indeed. Well, some time passes. A maker returns to stiffly collect the dishes.
Roldar doesn't say a single thing.
She turns into the kitchen and starts cleaning up after the mess.
Why can't we leave anywhere with people like being happy with us? But last time we left the Rusty Dragon for a while, we end up, like kind of annoying everyone, breaking windows.
After about maybe 2 hours, Arenoss will return
Everything.
and head of the...
Is his eye still red?
Slightly. He will just head off into his room, shut the door behind him.
I will counter them with my blue eyes.
Yes, shiny eye competition.
He doesn't look at any of you.
Well, what's going through Arenoss's mind then, Asthma Man?
He's very pissed. He's
do you mean by
thinking that
very?
Saloro maybe ruined the last opportunity he had to talk to Mako.
Oh, you definitely have an opportunity. She's right here.
Oh yeah! That
That's
would be a
definitely
great
there.
time.
Well, I mean, you don't have to go this far.
Admittedly, you don't.
Was this your plan all along, Saloro?
If it was, that was one damn good plan.
As Saloro's player, I will tell you now on his behalf that he has 19 intelligence. Plans within plan.
Yes, he is. Never trust Saloro.
So when they say you think one head step with your enemy, you're thinking like 3 steps ahead.
You know the Xanatos Gambit? It is the Saloro Gambit. No matter what happens, I win. Or he wins, rather.
Saloro!
Yeah, Arenoss just sits down and doesn't know really what to do.
All right. Does the rest of the Vanguard do anything?
Roldar doesn't say a single word while he is in the Rusty Inn. Regardless of people talking to him, he doesn't talk.
Erevan, to everyone else's.
Does Roldar leave, perhaps?
Roldar will sometimes go outside
Okay.
Just have a walk.
He's just going to put everything aside and just go the Rusty Dragon in and be very sad. And not know why.
Does he go out anytime while Arenoss is outside?
Maybe. He's not sure how he doesn't know if he's pissed off Arenoss or not. He thinks he's still good with Arenoss.
Well, if he does, Arenoss will call him over, but it's up to
Okay.
you.
There we go. Okay, he gets called over by Arenoss.
Right. Arenoss then stands here while you walk out.
Hello.
So what exactly did Saloro say to you?
That the seventh moon makes it right for me to talk to a woman.
No. After that.
That I
About
shouldn't. That I may have been getting too close to a Mako, and that's your territory.
Huh. Anything else?
Nope.
Well, Roldar, you need to work on your phrasing.
Why?
Because you don't talk to people like that. You don't talk about those things with other people.
Why is
that manner.
human dating so complicated? It's a Goliath. All we need to do is we just get into a duel. Bigger guy gets girl.
It's just the way it is, Roldar.
Oh, you guys have it so weird.
I know.
Anything I can do for you? You're better talking to me out here. I can't talk in there anymore.
You can talk in there, but no, I don't think there's any more you can do. You've done enough.
Roldar nods.
Good. If you need anything else done, just say.
No, I don't need any of your help.
Oh, that's even better.
Roldar sort of
Just
walks away
closes
back
his
in.
eyes. Why?
Okay. Well, time flies, as it were, and unless some of the party does something special, either in the Rusty Dragon or out in town, evening is upon them, and the aforementioned time to perhaps visit the mayor.
Arenoss then walks out. It says, "Let's go then," and then heads out.
For some reason, I think I've got the Reservoir Dogs theme stuck in my head now, with us just sort of walking down to the mayor's office.
We really need a horse to go to the man's office.
It helps.
I guess.
Saloro, it's time.
Well, the Scarecrow greets you at the door.
Yeah, Arenoss doesn't. Knows to it.
Roldar
He
walks
just
up,
shouts to Saloro.
sees the Scarecrow, picks up a rock, throws it at the Scarecrow.
No.
Scarecrow bobbles in the ground
Oh,
after
okay.
being hit.
Alright, Roldar nods at this, picks up a rock, throws it at the door.
I said you could actually approach the Scarecrow. Whatever. I'm coming. Saloro emerges. The hood still down, just shaking his head, looking at Roldar.
I didn't want to risk it.
So Saloro actually nods at this. I understand, Roldar. It would be best to remember things in the future, though, so you could have more confidence about these affairs. Saloro smiles, especially as everyone else has left. You know, Roldar. And then his lips curl upward even wider.
Roldar somehow feels slightly intimidated, and he's not sure why.
We're going to be getting into an interesting encounter here, perhaps our final major encounter within this town. I think it's best to be as blunt and direct and commanding as you've always been. Erevan does try to push you around as the leader, and as it turns out, you do have the right to proper compensation for all the risks you take. Remember the floor that collapsed below you within that house?
Yeah.
It would have killed a lesser man, any man here in this town, but not you, for you are too agile and quick. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you deserve. And Saloro will ball his fist with 8 strength and, punch it into Roldar's chest.
Roldar feels a very small thud.
Yep. And Saloro retracts his hand.
Does it hurt Saloro's hand to have done that?
Nah, Saloro's a wizard. He's wearing gloves. It's okay. I didn't, like a bro fist tap, only with your chest.
A bro fist tap with your chest.
Saloro's intelligent enough to know not to punch, Roldar's armor that hard.
That would be interesting. Like, if suddenly it's like Roldar gets enraged and just this sudden surge.
He gains temporary hit points.
Roll! Because it's like on any hit, so it's a case of like,
here
if
we go.
Roldar walks into a door, boom.
I mean, if that constantly works, I'll just use Mage Hand to keep hitting you all the time. You're like, ah!
I think it's like whenever he takes damage, he actually heals. Surely a bloody nose is damage.
I mean, you come across an enemy, like, why is he so pissed already? I haven't even done anything. Ah!
Rolls into combat with like 30 temporary hit points.
See, these stupid halfling burrows are so fucking small. I can't get anywhere in there. Ah!
I have rage!
And Saloro, in a rare moment, though, will tell Heinrich, you need lots of rest. I'll be handling this myself. And Saloro, in a crazy change of events, will walk. Meaning he'll get to the party last. Does Roldar want to take his horse?
Roldar will see the walking, and he'll just sort of tag along behind, eventually catch up.
There we go. Well, yeah. In that case, Saloro will take the opportunity to fill Roldar's mind full of venom and deceit.
Out of character, I wish Roldar was smarter.
Well, the 14 insight doesn't exactly help, especially when I can use my Arcana check as a bluff.
That's the thing.
It would be like, Alvyn is pretty damn capable of hiding from us.
Someone carried my horse across.
Oh, hello, Webb.
Webb can go back over there.
Get back in your home, Webb. It's where you belong. Which case,
Have we been told we're allowed to sit down yet?
Yes. As the Vanguard approaches, you're quickly sort of motioned into the mayor's home and set in the sort of council chamber / dining chamber, basically. There are some food plates and assorted things, wine or water for those who prefer it, on the tables. And before you sits what seems to be many of Sandpoint's most prominent members.
So, yeah. Roldar and Saloro arrived last, fashionably late.
Of course.
Right.
Yes, the mayor welcomes everyone as they enter, looking a bit perplexed at Roldar, who's still standing at the door, apparently.
Roldar's looking at the seat.
The one seat that's left.
Abeko is giving a very stealing glance at Roldar.
I do love how Erevan just darted in and took the seat on the left side.
I had reason out of character for that.
Is everyone in the room watching Roldar?
Yep.
Roldar just sort of shuffles, using his mask like...
Saloro's taken off most of his robes and vestments so that he just has a simple cloth equipment on. And he just got this wide smile plastered on his face. I mean, obviously it's because he gets to sit on this gloriously intellectual side of the table.
Roldar just sort of is looking at the seat and looks over at Ameko and smiles. Doesn't say a single thing, just smiles a little bit. Lifts the seat back, screeching it across the floor, cringing. Gets himself seated in it. And just before everyone just goes, and all of a sudden it's like, as he's pulling the seat in. And just before it's like everyone is, Roldar shuffles and smacks his knee off the table.
The goblets like jumping about.
Arenoss has his face in his hands.
Roldar just kind of gives off like a small shrug, and then drinks a goblet.
Drinks the whole lot.
Well,
He doesn't care what it is. He just drinks the entire thing.
yeah, whatever it is, I just
Probably wine.
need it.
You're
Now,
trying to-
now Roldar is inebriated. And imagine what shenanigans he will come up with then. Oh yes. Oh yes.
That
Well,
time where we answer the important question, is Roldar Took an angry drunk or not?
Yeah. Exactly. What kind of drunk is he? Well, sitting down, the mayor she gets up from her chair and puts her hands in front of her on the table, sort of looks at the party and nods. Yes, I am very happy that the Vanguard would grace the small council of the city with their presence. You know everyone involved here, of course. I have asked the illustrious Illusar Gandethus and the wise Brother Quink to assist us in these matters, as they seem to have some insight in the recent events that have plagued Sandpoint. She looks around. I have also been told that the Vanguard has been instrumental in the safeguarding of our city, and for that I want to extend my most sincere thanks. Sandpoint owe you much, dear adventurers, and tonight I would hear all of your recent endeavors. If you would explain it to me in full. And she sort of nods and sits down.
Are there servants to refill the wine?
Yes, there are house servants that come and go and refill wine as it is needed.
Okay.
Replaces plates with food.
Arenoss drinks quite a bit.
Okay. Well, he has the constitution for it, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Roldar's a bit confused. He's never drank a fluid like this before.
It tastes, kind of sweet and a bit sour. It kind of leaves a sort of warm feeling in his stomach.
Roldar also kind of feels a bit of courage come to him, a
Mhm.
bit of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Rotates his head. It's for
Thank you,
Saloro.
Mayor, for allowing us in your home for this.
The mayor looks at Erevan and sort of motions him to begin.
Saloro doesn't drink. He's got to keep his wits about him next to the headmaster Ilsar Gandethus, and to some extent, Prudent Quick as well.
The good brother Quink seems to be quite heavily in his cups, actually, at this point. Mumbling to himself, yes,
He
vintage."
would be quite the fucking lush, I imagine.
Face all red and
Fucking old people.
I'm sorry.
During our most recent trip to south of Sandpoint to the Foxglove Manor, we discovered many things which we believe solve much of the problems we have seen here, or give us an explanation to why they happened.
Uh-huh.
Saloro here has spent the last few days there doing some research, and I'm sure he has some things that would interest the council. Eyeing Saloro.
The council focuses their eyes on Saloro.
Saloro rotates his head to look at Erevan.
Yeah, I give you a gesture to speak.
Saloro can't think of the "I'm not your dog" gesture, so he remains silent.
Arenoss smiles.
Roldar leans over to the front there.
He knows his stuffs. He's smart. He got me to purchase Pike.
The mayor blinks, seemingly mystified by this outburst.
Mayor, please excuse this upset. He is not a common drinker, you understand.
That broke me.
So please... Please allow exception for if he makes any random outbursts.
Fucking Gryphongod, you son of a bitch!
Well, no. This is a very strange flute, but see, he talked me into it, some celestial effect to talk to a woman, and the woman sold me some pike, and I gave her a gold coin for 3 coppers worth. Apparently it was a very good idea. And also, Amigo, you're very attractive, but I'm sorry for upsetting you.
And he drinks another one.
All of a sudden you just feel Erevan's arm. You always just feel Erevan's arm land on your shoulder. His other arm lower the drink down.
I'm not finished with that.
Arenoss is just...
Can you wait one
laying
moment,
across the
please?
table.
Can you wait one moment, please, Roldar, and allow everyone to speak?
Am I being rude again? Oh, it reminds me of the time I once farted and it stunk out the entire... stunk out the entire caverns. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Arenoss' face is on the table.
Erevan is looking very nervous by this. He's never liked these kind of meetings, and this is making it worse.
So Saloro, who stopped staring at Erevan a long time ago and has been staring wide-eyed at Roldar, slowly stands up. But deep in Saloro's mind, he's perfectly okay with what Roldar is doing. Oh, and says, yes, right. And with that, Saloro brandishes the letter that he saved from Zanesha and actually passes it over to the headmaster. During my time at Foxglove Manor studying, I came to a very few interesting and peculiar revelations. The first of all being that the old Vorel Foxglove himself had actually borrowed the money from an intricate shadow group known as the Brotherhood of the Seven in order to purchase the manor, and that he was using the site as a private locale to fuel his research into lichdom, which, for any of you who might be unaware, is a process by which a mortal wizard or perhaps even a divine caster may cheat death and the Raven Queen and escape the bonds of mortality. Apparently, Vora was so powerful and had such time and resources that he had come precariously close to completing the ritual. However, his, as far as I'm aware, mundane wife had been able to interrupt the ritual at the last moment, dashing his phylactery, which serves as the vessel for a lich's essence whenever he transitions into undeath, and thus interrupted the ritual. However, Vora was so powerful, and the ritual had been so far advanced that his essence was not dashed against the ether, or he did not just retain his mortal form. Rather, his soul reached out, as far as I could tell, in some sort of vain hope of subsisting, and his will was so strong that it actually absorbed into the house itself. Foxglove Manor has proved incredibly durable and resistant to all forms of damage. None of my companions nor myself could scratch it at all, because it seems that the manor is now the phylactery of Vorel Foxglove. thus explaining the rather peculiar disappearances and superstition regarding the locale. Of course, some, particularly the headmaster himself, would regard this as a rather unique occurrence, but one I can safely confirm, particularly given the shadowy stain within the depths of the manor, particularly a basement that had been uncovered some time ago, which revealed a series of catacombs not unlike the ones found beneath Sandpoint, as well as Thistletop itself, containing the Sihedron rune, which the good Master Sage Quink is far more learned about than I could ever hope to be.
Broad nods. Yes, the rune is quite special, actually, belonging to the ancient empire of Thassilon, thought to have been destroyed millennia ago. That it has survived these ages, well, it tells us that however the Thessalonians built their monuments and the structures or their catacombs, they built them to last, to say the least. The ancient techniques are lost to us today, but as you all know, it looks around the council chamber, we from time to time find these old relics. We have old light here in town, and many of the farms outside have similar old obelisks or statues from the Thessalonian times. It seems to me that some sort of, he sort of motions his hand, a cult or perhaps a following either has survived or perhaps rediscovered the old Thessalonian writings. Many of the things Master Saloro has brought before me seems to indicate some sort of ritual that would be necessary for one reason or another. Particularly, it seems to target certain individuals and, well, mark them, as it were. And I'm sure, Mayor, that the good sheriff have told you about these killings before. The ones, well, the good Vanguard had the good sense and charitable. What's what I'm looking for? Charitable mind to solve for us. Yes, and he nods. Sheriff Hemlock nods at this as well, and the mayor nods. Yes, I believe the sheriff has told me about this. Mayor Difference says. Headmaster Gandalfus, in the meantime, seems to think on this with quite some concern. The party can see deep lines as formed on his forehead as he's thinking, and he turns to Saloro. Master Saloro, what would be your advice regarding the mansion? If it is as you say, that we have Voral Foxglove in a failed but apparently still potent undead form, and how would you suppose we deal with this? Is it, in your opinion, impossible to exorcise him?